Hey, this is Notser. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Odin. This is the premium tier 8 German battleship, and this is a work-in-progress ship. That means the stats are not final, anything subject to change. In fact, I don't even know if this is using the updated German dispersion, which is being tested right now on 8.11's public test server. I'm sure in the comments someone will clarify that, but from my vantage point, I don't really think that it has the updated German dispersion, but I could be wrong. Now, Odin is a tier 8 Scharnhorst. It has 6-kilometer range torpedoes. Unlike the Scharnhorst, the torpedoes are on the back half, similar to the Graf Spee, and because they're on the back half, I think that's a better position to keep them alive. One of the problems with the Tirpitz is that its launchers break a lot, and the reason they break is because they are right smack in front of the superstructure, which is farmed by literally everyone. So eventually, those launchers are going to break. But because of the position, these launchers, they'll probably survive pretty much the whole game. The 6-kilometer range is the downside, though. You can't really use it except for point-blank plays. Which, honestly, that's okay. So it has 9 305mm guns on 3 gun turrets, just as the Scharnhorst, although the Scharnhorst has 283, so it's a nice step up in gun caliber. One thing that you'll notice in this game, I fire an exorbitant amount of AAP, and that is a mistake. 305mm is not enough penetration to blindly fire it. I need to be more aggressive in swapping between HE and AP for a ship like this, and eventually I figured that out, not in this game. But this game is a very close one, and it requires every ounce of the Odin's tank ability, damage output, reliability in order to excel. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And there's an aircraft carrier, so we get to see the AA protection, which, if I'm being completely honest, it's pretty good. I've had to go up against aircraft carriers quite frequently, because I think they're doing the directive in the Italian directive for Part 2, 8.10, in order to unlock Luigi, Cincinnati, of course. So because I'm running into a lot of aircraft carriers, I have a lot of practice with dodging and using the AA, and I like the power that's here. I feel like the AA definitely assists in taking out enemies at a better rate than, honestly, a typical German battleship of this tier, the Bismarck. So definitely excited about that. It has a heel, very nice heel. It has scout aircraft, which is very nice as well. We took a Citadel there. And then it has hydroacoustic. Now the hydro is pretty unique because the Scharnhorst never got it. In fact, Wargaming refused to give hydro to the German battleships that were sporting torpedoes because for them it was sort of 1-to-1. Either you got torpedoes or you got hydro, whereas the Odin is getting both. So it's a nice jump up in effectiveness, I think. Hydroacoustic lets you play a little bit more aggressive than you would normally play, and that's just down to you feel more comfortable. I can go into someone playing in smoke or someone with torpedoes, and I can feel pretty confident that with my German hydro, it's not going to be a total surprise. And that's pretty awesome. So we see this Minotaur. He's kind of flashing broadside, and I was like, ooh, this AP might be good. We do get a Citadel. Oh, he's barely like, good job. Montana was able to cover up and finish off the target. That actually worked out pretty slick. They were able to put those shells in between. So the Odin has really effective armor on the outside of the ship. Really like that. It has solid guns. I would not say the guns are the best part of the ship. Honestly, the best part of the ship is the reliability. And part of that is from the guns. But we're going to get more reliable gun dispersion at 8.11. We've got to find other reasons to like a ship, right? Because that's pretty much coming for the entire German line. But the smaller gun caliber, higher rate of fire, the gun velocity feels pretty nice. And because we have 9 at tier 8, we can be pretty effective. Now, I will say that because of the flatness of the AP trajectory, it's very hard to consistently get the Citadel. You basically have to drop the AP to the waterline, and even at the waterline, it might overpin and miss it completely. It's one of those things where the overpin is pretty extreme. And that's communicating to me that I should be using more HE. That's pretty much what it tells me in my mind. But we're trying to defend the Lexington, which, for whatever reason, he decided to stay out in the open. I have no idea why he did that. I'm really trying to kill the San Luis, and I think I drew it in too much. Yeah, it's not going to give enough lead, and we are constantly taking damage from obvious enemies that are right next to us. So we need to do a better job of angling. Other attributes of the ship. The camouflage is pretty awesome looking. I really like the sort of the blue iron tone that they have in there. The guns themselves, I think they're painted in black or dark blue. And the camo, it looks legit. It looks very, very good. But, you know, the Germans have a high standard. They have really good looking camo. That has never been a weakness of them, in my opinion. It's been one of their standout traits. So, of course, the premium is going to look cool too. Enemy aircraft carrier, the Shokaku, looking for the AP. I'm trying to actively maneuver. AA itself, it's doing pretty outstanding. I mean, we've shot down 14 aircraft, and we haven't taken as much damage from air as I have taken from surface ships. And that just comes down to poor angling. I really underestimated this game. I thought that, you know what, this game, this ship, I'm just not getting what I want from it. And part of the reason, Notser, is because you're firing too much AP. Once I switched it to 50-50, I was racking up probably 50,000 more damage. Because obviously I was firing at targets thinking I had 380 or 406 or 420 or 457 or 460. 305 is a big drop-off. It's a big drop-off. But it's not an unfair drop-off because of what you're getting here. You're getting a higher tier Scharnhorst. And the Scharnhorst, one of the most popular ships ever to be released in the game. I think there's a fair amount of you who would probably say, Tier 8 Scharnhorst? That sounds pretty good. Plus, we're getting the German dispersion buff, and we get Hydro on top of having torpedoes. You could also play this as secondary build because it does have good range. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's positioned very nicely to exist at Tier 8 for the Germans especially. Now, we have the premium Tirpitz, we have the premium Scharnhorst. Tier 7, Tier 8. At some point we'll get a Siegfried, and after that I have no idea. I don't know if they want to stick with this 305 direction for the Germans, just move it all the way up, Tier 9, Tier 10. I have no idea what's happening to Siegfried. I really hope for 380. I like it. But the Odin is unique enough from both the Tirpitz and the Scharnhorst that it offers something that neither one can completely offer. And I appreciate that. And one of the biggest offers is the fact that it does have Hydro. Hydro is a really great trait. It lets you be a little bit more comfortable, and it allows you to spot targets that wouldn't normally be spotted from a safer distance. And you can use your secondaries and what have you, and you can just go to town. And I think all of that works very well in the Odin. As far as I'm concerned, this is a near perfect premium for the Germans. It just works very well. It's reliable, solid. My tank build that I have on my GK, that's what I'm using here. It works really well. You know, I have that unique commander with the 10% jack of all trades. And having 10% jack of all trades, and then 5% more from the signal flag, Hydro, damage control, heal, and scout aircraft all benefiting from that, it's really great. It really, really is a real treat. I have played probably 10 to 20 games in the Odin at this point, and I'd say 80 to 90% of the games I do a great job in AA. You know, I'm near the top on team between all the different classes on aircraft kills. Part of that is that they recognize me, and it's a new ship, and they've never attacked the ship, and they're trying, you know, there's a million reasons why I'm taking attention from the aircraft carrier. But the AA is excelling. It is doing very well. The secondaries are kind of set up like the Bismarck and gun caliber, so you don't get to benefit quite like you do in the GK, I believe, with the extra pin. I think these are 105s and 128s versus the 150s and 128s. So, you know, if you want an extra IFHE penetration, maybe that build is open. But overall, it's a solid ship, really great AA, really reliable, really tanky. You know, it's the Scharnhorst move forward. It's probably power creeping the Scharnhorst a little bit, if I'm being honest. But, you know, the difference between a tier 7 and a tier 8, the Scharnhorst is scheduled to receive the dispersion improvement, and it is an improvement. So, is it really jumping so many leaps and bounds of power over the Scharnhorst that you're gonna regret ever pulling it? I don't think so. And you remember when I mentioned that my torpedo tubes are less likely to break because of the position? We just lost a torpedo tube on the right side of the ship. So maybe that's complete bull. But at least it's not different from the experience that we have on the Tirpitz. Right, guys? Let's be real. Tirpitz torpedoes, they break a lot. And the Tirpitz doesn't have Hydro. So doesn't this make it better than the Tirpitz right off? Well, yeah, I'd say so. You know, the only thing the Tirpitz has on it is extra pin because of its 380s. But it doesn't have Hydro. Its AA is not as effective. The Tirpitz is wider and fatter. This is much more streamlined looking. And if I'm being honest, this is a cooler camo to me than what the Tirpitz is offering right now. Obviously, there's a black version of the Tirpitz, so that's pretty cool too. And ooh, we showed way too much side. I'm sure the Bismarck thought he was going to Citadel us, but that turtleback armor, you're not Citadeling us. We can afford to take a damage shot and then dish out a killing blow, and that's exactly what happened. Once again, enemy aircraft carrier is attacking us. We're going to have to deal with this. I was trying to place my ship close enough, and we dodged it. We actually dodged it, so we didn't take the torpedo. Now I just need to wait out and get the heel back, and then we can go from there. But 2.5 million's already gone towards us. Huge advantage for our team, playing in a battleship that is so tanky that our teammates don't have to worry about having to tank damage. I can't really stress this enough. Yeah, it's not a big deal, but whenever a ship like the Cleveland or the aircraft carrier focuses a target and you survive, that puts the onus on the opponent to decide if they want to continue to try and wear you out. And the longer you take to die, the easier it is for your teammates. And I think this does a great job of doing just that, surviving. And we are surviving. You will not kill us, Attack Rocket. He tried so hard. We got our heel just in the nick of time. We shot down over 33 aircraft. So yeah, we are quite literally absorbing most of the attention from the opponents on the east side, and our team's excelling. So just really happy with what the Odin's bringing. It has super fast turret traverse too, so it can always have the good. I think the turret traverse by default is like 30 seconds, which is of course awesome. I mean, every battleship wishes they had sub 30-second turret traverse, but fast turret traverse, really reliable armor. I mean, you can put this right in the thick of it, and if you angle and you are tanky, you're going to be one of the last battleships to die. And honestly, couldn't say that about Germans. Not compared to the Soviets, but they've made a nice little tweak to it. You know, the extra armor on the outside, the extra armor at the top of the hull, and just the reliable deck armor. It's really a pleasant experience for me. And the AA's super awesome. Having Hydro is crazy with torpedoes. It's crazy. It's because 2 or 3 years ago, oh, you can't have torpedoes and Hydro. That's OP. Oh, well, if I don't have Hydro, then I don't want to get in range to use my torpedoes, so it's sort of a catch-22. Whereas with this ship, I don't have to make that compromise. I can be both the Bismarck and the Tirpitz at once. Obviously, with some exceptions, don't have the guns. But if I'm really looking at this ship, and I'm saying armor's great, AA's great, secondaries are solid, the handling of the guns is great. The only downside is the gun size. I'll take that for what I'm getting here. Because it's fun, it's reliable, and it's enjoyable. And honestly, the gun caliber offers another layer to the game that I need to learn and master. So, I think Odin, it's a home run as far as I'm concerned. I think this and the mines Both of them are super awesome, super solid. I think anyone would be happy to have either one of those. And I can't wait to see if the dispersion comes to this, if it already has it. Are they going to make any more changes? I feel pretty confident in it, but I'm also really good at tanking in my battleship, and this is a tanky battleship. We're not number 1, Amalfi beats us out, but we're number 2, and we shot down the most aircraft, so at least we're showing off that AA power beautifully. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out more of my content, you can click the most recent or the most relevant uploads. You could also choose to subscribe to my channel. We do daily World Warship videos, first impression, how-to, news, and review related. My North American recruit invite is on the screen. You can take advantage of that. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you, have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.